What's up, everyone? Welcome to Friday Night Magic with Davram. In this series, we bring your local game store to you on YouTube, and we play through a draft of the most recent set of Magic the Gathering cards. I try to learn a little bit more about Limited with your help, and we talk through some cards so maybe you can learn some cards if you're a returning player or if you're just a new player or an existing player and are just trying to get more information about cards. And I tell you what cards I think are nice. I could be completely wrong, and that's absolutely fine, but maybe I can show you and give you some information about some of these cards. So let's dive right into it. All right, so our first pack here, we are drafting Magic Core Set 2020. And again, in the Magic the Gathering Arena software, you are drafting against bots. So you're not actually drafting against other players. You are drafting against bots. So our mythic rare here is Cavalier of Dawn, which is actually a really good card. It's got vigilance. It does some other fun things. Really good card. Definitely a card being played a little bit in standard right now. So definitely a good card to see. However, let's look at the rest of the pack because it is 2 white. So it is quite expensive to get out. So we'll look at that in a minute. We've got the Wave Crasher, 4/4 for 4. When the Wave Crasher enters the battlefield, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay. The War Chief is actually can be quite good. Whenever you lose life for the first time each turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. So there's definitely some life loss mechanics in this set that we could definitely this card can definitely do some fun things for us. So 7 mana for a 5/5 flying, deals combat damage to a player. Each player discards their hand, then draws cards. Disenchant, which is just great in white. This is actually not a bad card. 3 for a 1/3 flying, vigilance, nice little blocker. Anticipate, great filler card if we decide to go blue. Frilled Serpent, again, a nice big beater that can't be blocked if you pump it. Marauder's Axe, 2/0 for destroy target artifact or enchantment, natural, and disenchant basically for additional mana, and you pay. Gift of Paradise, really nice if we decide to splash a color. Goblin Smuggler, again, gives another target creature haste, so if you get him out on 3, you can haste up other dudes later. This skeleton also has some pretty cool combos in Limited, returning him to your graveyard and doing some fun stuff like that. Also gives you the ability to block some of the Death Touch creatures, bring him back, and keep playing. And then finally, the Vampire. When you gain life, each opponent loses life. Honestly, this pack, to be completely honest with you, has a couple good takes. The War Chief, the Skeleton, but overall, kind of a lackluster pack in my opinion, aside from the Cavalier. So we are going to take the Cavalier and hopefully to hopefully dive into some more white in the future. All right, so we see 2 white cards. All right, so let's look at those first. We have Soulmender, which does have some options with some combo in this. Oh, we got more than 2. Those cards didn't look real. Definitely has some cool options that we can use with this. Gain 1 life, definitely can go off of some different things. Raise the Alarm creates 2 1/1 creatures, so 2/2 for 2. So okay. Moorland Inquisitor gains first strike until end of turn for a 2/2 for 2. Can then gain first strike next turn. So that's not a bad pickup. Allows us to maybe take something off the field with that first strike. Steadfast Sentry, when it dies, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control. This actually probably wouldn't be too bad with a 3/2, so we can definitely get killed. Sleep Paralysis is actually a really good control card in Limited, and we could do a little white-blue here, so that's not too bad of a card either. Let's look at the rare, some of the uncommons over here. There is no rare in this pack, so obviously that was taken. Creatures, spells with flying, you cast cost 1 less, a 3 for a 2/2. And we don't really have anything with flying just quite yet, so I don't think I'm gonna, I'm not gonna take that. Tectonic Rift, destroy land. Okay. There is a good thing for elementals, but since we took the Cavalier of Dawn, it is an elemental. But I don't know if I really want to go into 3 colors this soon with that, though this is a very, very good card to take. We did elementals last week in the draft, so I'm going to try to avoid it as much as I can. I think I'm going to take the sleep paralysis and think about going white-blue. Definitely some other options here, but I think I want to take the sleep paralysis for a little bit of control. Okay, so we have some blue here, and we've got a little bit of white. Nice little blocker if we've got some sort of an equipment ability. Definitely a great way to kind of make a nice little dude here. We have our Sentinel again, so we reviewed that last time. Aerial Assault is a great card here. Destroy target tapped creature you control, tapped creature. You gain 1 life for each creature you control with flying. So right now we don't have any flying, but it is definitely a removal card, so definitely a nice little removal card there. We've got Master Splicer. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact, and golems you control get +1/+1. Well, so happens that when Cavalier of Dawn enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 colorless artifact. So we could actually blow up a non-land permanent on our side, create a golem. This gives us another golem. So there's definitely some synergies, there that we could utilize. In blue, we do have Befuddle, which we actually got some good play out of last week, and we also have Negate, which is okay. I think I'm going to take the Splicer though. I want to kind of avoid getting too big because we've already got 2 4-drops and our big 5-drop. So I definitely want to fill in some low end stuff. So we'll see what we get here. Let's see, we got the Master Key, untap a target artifact. Probably not going to go with that right now. Blade Brand, target creature gains Death Touch. Again, not and you draw a card, so pretty good if we decided to go black, but I don't see us going that way. So actually some nice green cards are actually in here as well. This card is great to give you the ability late game to just, pick some cards out of your graveyard, find that creature you're looking for. Again, this is just a nice. It's a 7/7 for 6, and it's an elemental, so it plays well with others. We also have whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield and you control target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into the graveyard. There's definitely some combo stuff with this in standard, but I don't think so much in this. I think I'm going to take this lowly miscreant. It's a 1 blue for 1/1. And if we get another one, we can actually draw cards off of it. So I think I'm going to take that again. We definitely need some low-end creatures in this. Gift of Paradise, we're not looking to be in green right now, so definitely some green stuff here. This card is excellent. If you are in green, this card is nice. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For each creature you control, it's a 1 instant. So definitely a card you can use to kind of just get in there, defend yourself, or pump something and kill one of their dudes out of nowhere. Nice little combat trick to utilize in a lot of the decks that have a lot of little dudes, or you have a lot of creatures in your deck. So I apologize, I do have a little cold, so if I sniffle, I apologize for that. Convolute, definitely a cool control card, but we definitely need some more creatures in here if we're ever going to do anything with this. Gain 1 life, we saw this guy. Gauntlets of Light did really good for me in the pre-release. Enchanted creature gets +0/+2 and assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So this is really good with that Ox, because the Ox becomes then a 0/6 and is actually a 6/6 because of how this does. And then you can pay 2 and a white and untap that creature. So really cool there. I actually think I am going to take this for a 3-drop in case that Ox comes back around, because I think it's actually really good. Oh, I need this. I need this in paper. I've got some ideas of using this in some decks that I have. The equip cost is way high though. That's the big issue with what I want to do with it. So it's probably not going to go in the deck that I want it to, but I love the artwork on this. I love what it's doing. And I did in the pre-release actually get to equip this and swing with it. So I was really happy with that. Angelic Gift is our only white card, I believe, in this. Aside from this, our only white card here gives, when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and it gives something flying for 2. Again, not too bad. We also have Bone to Ash, counter target spell, draw a card. I think in this instance, because of the amount of flying in this format, I think I am going to take the Angelic Gift here, because honestly, we've got a land unit and a land unit, and 1 flyer, but it's a small flyer. So if that Ox wheels, we can get both of these on the Ox and make it a 6/6 with flying and draw a card. So I think I take the Angelic Flight there and be happy. Well, maybe happy. All right. So again, we see the skeleton back here. We've got the Sorcerer Fang, which also is another nice little card if you're in black. We are definitely not in black, and it doesn't look like we're heading that way. Overcome is also a great card and limited to maybe have one of if you're doing green, because you can, overrun as it overcome. +2/+2 to all your creatures and trample. So definitely a great card if you're in green. To maybe run a one of. I don't know if I would go as high as a two of, but you could. But definitely a nice little. It's unfortunately sorcery speed, but that definitely buffs the yard. So I like that. I'm not sure if I really care about this wand too much. Does 1 damage to any target, so it can knock out a little dude. When it puts it in the graveyard and play, it deals 5 damage to any target. So that's kind of cool. We definitely have Cavalier of Dawn, which means it can be blown up by Cavalier of Dawn. So we could tap it, deal 1 damage. If we have the mana, Cavalier of Dawn, blow it up, get our 3/3 colorless golem, and do 5 damage something. So I may take it just on the line of Cavalier of Dawn. But I also like this Metropolis by a 1/2 for 2, and it's flying. I kind of like that. But I think I'm going to take the wand and see if we can't do that little wombo bam with that. So we've got a couple blue cards here. Veil of Summer is absolutely just an excellent card. I'm running a couple of these in my Infect deck for Modern. Definitely a good card there, but definitely not in our colors. So 1/3 with lifelink, not too bad. 1/6, there is something that we could definitely pump with our Angelic Gift and our Gauntlets of Light, because that would make it basically it would make it a 8/8 with flying. Target creature gains flying until end of turn with some mana. Honestly, I think I may take the Chaplain on this, because with this it makes it a 5/5 with lifelink and this with flying. So I think I take the Chaplain on that. Those two work really well together. We've got Anticipate or Disenchant on this. I think I'm going to take the Anticipate for the card draw, since we are partially in blue. So give me that Anticipate. I do like that card a lot. So Soulmender came back around, and also this card came back around. I think I'm going to take the Inquisitioner just for that ability for the first strike. We don't need the mana fixing green, so that's fine. So I think we take the Inquisitioner here. Looks like blue's looking pretty good. There's our Ox. So I think I am going to take the Ox on this, again, because we're setting up some of those buffs for the Ox. So yeah. We're not going to splash those two colors, I don't think. I guess we take the Manifold Key. Again, another target for our Cavalier of Dawn. It's a one mana drop, and our Cavalier of Dawn can blow it up and give us a golem. So I think I take that. Soulmender came back around, so we'll take that guy. On this, it really doesn't matter what we take. I don't see us splashing in any of that, so we'll take that. We'll throw that in our sideboard. Oh, look, and we got the other one on the final pack there, so we'll just take that and just dump it right in the sideboard. All right, second pack here. Let's take a look. All right, so let's look at our rare first here. Dread Presence. It's a 3/3 for 4 nightmare. Whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. You draw a card and lose a life, or this card deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. So definitely cool if we were in black, but we're not, and I don't see us going that direction. This is a white sorcery. Put target creature with power 4 or greater on the bottom of its owner's library. Potentially a card we take, maybe, because there are definitely some big cards, like it says power, right? So definitely the Cavaliers and some of the big elementals would definitely be a good thing here to utilize for that. Hardcover enchant creature gets +0/+2 and has draw a card and then discard a card. This actually wouldn't be too bad with our Gauntlets of Light in that place right there. We get another 2 defense, plus we can tap it, draw a card, and then pay and untap it and attack. So that's actually a pretty good combo, but I don't want to get too bogged down by a lot of enchantments and only have a couple creatures, and those creatures get killed. So there's that. This is also a great aura here, +1/+3, again, working on that defense. And when it enters the battlefield, it taps a target creature the opponent controls. So another good card here. I really like this card. It is a 5-drop, which we already have one of, but it enters the battlefield with a +1/+around counter for each creature you control. Now, with that being said, we don't have a lot of creatures, but we will be working on that as we move through this. 4/4 for 5 Golem. Not also a bad card with the Master Splicer. Hopefully this wheels around. But I think what I'm going to take here, because this card is a 5-drop, this card is a 5-drop, I think I'm actually going to lean towards one of these enchantments, probably this one, for this pack. See if one of those wheels around. Wow, the Rotting Regisar actually wheeled. Okay, again, we are drafting bots, so that's interesting. But this is a great card in limited and in standard for that matter. Get rid of your hand. It has no downside if you keep your hand empty. So that's cool because it doesn't get sacrificed or anything. 7/6 for 3. Just keep your hand empty and you're good to go. Loyal Pegasus. Loyal Pegasus can't attack or block alone, so that's also a good card. 1 for a 2/1 with flying. There's our Soul Mender, and we got another squad captain, which isn't that bad. I'm not too keen on getting the frilled serpent here. I think we take the Loyal Pegasus maybe. We do have a couple flying dudes. We can pump him up. The Soul Mender's also not too bad for the life gain. I'm going to take the Soul Mender. We might find something fun to play. There's another Pegasus, so that actually, we have another one there. This is another Golem, which gives us some mana fixing, so that's actually a good take here with how we're lining up with the Golems. Sacrifice create, draw a card, activate this ability only if you control 5 or more Nellions. That's actually a really good one too. We have our Griffin Protector. When another creature enters the battlefield under you control, Griffin Protector gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So not too bad there. I think we take the Golem though because we do have the Master Splicer in here. So yeah, I'm going to take that Golem because we've got some good Golem working here. God's Willing. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice. It's an instant, and I get to scry 1. Most likely the card I'm going to take here. Inspired Charge. Creatures you control get +2/+1. Not too bad. There's another Fairy Miscreant. We might be taking that one, but I like this one to protect our creatures. Yep, we're going to go with that. Hopefully that Miscreant comes back around and we'll be able to pick that up. Okay. So what do we have here? Soul Salvage is a great card. Unfortunately, again, we're not in black. We're getting a lot of great white cards, though, so I'm feeling really good about this right now if I play things well. The 3/4 Elemental is really cool. Elementals you cast cost 2. What? Elemental. Wait, target Boreal Elemental has 2 more to go. Oh, opponents. Read. Slow down. Read. I think I'm going to take the Ox again just because we've got a lot of enchantment stuff going on, so that really helps there. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got Negate, we've got the Piranhas, which is a great defensive card, especially with some of our enchants. We've got the Angelic Gift, which again, we took one already. A really good thing to have there. What is this little Blight Beetle? Protection from green creatures you control can't have +1/+. Creatures your opponents control can't have +1/+1 counters on them. That's kind of cool. We also have the Artifact Bird First Strike for 4. I think in this instance, I may take the Piranha. It's a 2-drop. It's a creature. It can't do anything. Negate's actually not too bad as well. How are we doing on creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, maybe we take the Negate for some control here. Ooh. We've got the Ogre Siegebreaker, again, not in our colors. We've got another. I think I'm going to take the Octo Prophet on this. Octo Prophet is really great with that Scry 2. We already have a Soul Mender. If some of these enchants come back around, we'll grab it, but I'm going to take the Octo Prophet. Oh, there's another Octo Prophet, which I wouldn't mind having. I don't think I'm going to take this enchant on this guy. I think I'm just going to take the Octo Prophet. I really like the ability to Scry there. There's our hardcover, which is, again, that really nice one. It's going to go well with our Gauntlets of Light. But there's also the Golem. I think I'm going to take the 5-drop for 4 Golem because we have the Soul Splicer. Maybe we'll see something come back around. We'll take our Loyal Pegasus here because that's came back around. There's another Loyal Pegasus. Oh, man, this is a nice pack. Blue and white left. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll take Convolute on this. We've got a lot of creatures already. We've got some enchants. And there's our Fey Miscreant. It came back around. All right. We'll take that for the nice draw a card option. We'll take Soul Salvage just because whatever. Doesn't really matter. Don't really care about the crab. We'll take the Artifact. Again, doesn't really matter. We've got a lot of playable cards already. But we'll see where we go from here. Oh. Now I kind of wish I was green. Night Pack Ambusher is an absolute destructive card in limited. The ability for it to flash in, give other wolves +2/+2, and just allow you to take over the board. If you're in a good stalemate part in the game, and you don't have to do anything on your side. Just let the wolves tick up. With this guy in play, you're getting a 3/3 wolf each and every time because of his lord buff on there. So definitely an excellent card, but we're not in blue. Aether Gust. Choose target, spell, or permanent that's red or green. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of its library. I like the Empyrean Eagle, especially with we've got quite a bit of flying stuff, so I like the Eagle. Moment of Heroism, instant 2/2, gains lifelink, not too bad. Piranhas, okay. Moldervine, Reclamation, not in our colors. I think I'm going to take the Eagle in this. It works with our colors. Ooh, there's a Risen Reef, which is also excellent if it was in our colors, but it's not. It's a 1/1 with double strike, so 2 damage, kills okay, not too bad. What else do we have? Piranha, Soul Salvage. This set's actually looking pretty good for like green. Where are we at on our 4 drops? We've got a lot of those. So I think I'm going to take the this guy right here. I think it fits well in what we're doing. There's another Master Splicer. I'm really leaning towards that, since we've got this Golem synergy going on. Another Inquisitor, Battalion Foot Soldier. When Battalion Foot Soldier enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of cards named Battalion Foot Soldier. Okay, doesn't really work with what we're doing here. I think I take the Master Splicer. Excuse me. There's the Isolation. We've got another wand, another one of those. Another fairy, which works with our flying. I don't think I want another wand, though. I don't think that's going to be a thing that I take. Let's just take this removal here, because we could use a little bit of that. Here's a Golem, 4 for a 3/3. When Pattern Matcher enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card with the same name as another creature you control, reveal that, and put it in your hand. It works well with Octoprophet. It works well with Fey Miscreant. It does work well with a couple things we have. There's another Fey Miscreant, though. So I think I just take that because of the draw card option. That puts us at 3, which is nice. There's another Golem with some more angelic gifts. I don't know if I really want another 5-drop. I don't think I can constitute that. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Maybe we already have 1 angelic gift. I mean, we're going to have to cut some cards out because we've got 40 cards and we need to actually like pull some of this stuff back a little bit. Which is good. If you're having to cut stuff because you've got a lot of playables, that's actually better than if you're like, oh, I need to add non-playables in here. So it's actually better if you're cutting that, So I think I'm going to take the angelic gift for the flying. Oh, the Frost Lynx is definitely awesome. Oh, there's another hammer. I'm taking the Frost Lynx. It's got some good work there. This can work with our Cavalier Dom, but I think we're going to be trimming out some of those artifacts that we picked up for that purpose. So I'm not sure if I really want to do this. This pack is actually not that great for us. Yeah, it's really not. I'll take the Dragonfire. It is what it is. This pack is also not that great for us. We do have an enchantment, but I think I'm just going to take the creature here. The land's not great for us, so we'll take that. There's a Piranha. I guess that's the only playable card for us here. This guy came back around. I'll take the Inquisitor. We've got multiples of those. The Wand came back around. I guess I'll take the Wand. Again, a lot of this stuff's probably going to be trimmed. So there's the Soul Mender. In this final pack, I'll take the Shaman because, well, the Shaman has done work for us in the past. Oh, and there's a playable card as well. All right, so let's start building this a little bit. I think I want to pull out some of this stuff. Soul Mender, I think we're what do you think? Let's pull out 1 Soul Mender. I think the Oxes are fine. Those are definitely good. I'm going to pull out all these artifacts, though. I don't think these artifacts are actually going to be played. I had a good idea with them, but we actually pulled out so many other good cards that I don't think that we're going to be using them. The Prismite definitely helps us with mana, but we're only 2 colors, so I don't think the Prismite is actually necessarily something that is there, something that we need to keep in there. However, with that being said, we do have the Master Splicer, which gives us that bonus to golems. I think we take out this golem as well. I know we're pulling away from that Master Splicer, but we need to trim cards, and ultimately it gives us 3/3s, and this will give us a 3/3 colors golem too. So I think we're okay there. Let's see here. What else can we trim? We've got to trim 9 more cards. We're keeping the chaplain in there. I don't think I care about him too much. He's potentially on the chopping block as well. Though he does buff. This is a defender 3/3 for 2. Let's pull this guy out. Let's see here. I want to pull this artifact out. We've got some. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm just trying to trim some stuff that I don't think is going to like just get down to the nitty gritty here, right? So it's running us at 17 lands, which I think is fine. Pretty even split, which makes sense with what we have going on here. I guess we could trim down. How are we doing on? I mean, our curve is really high on this side. God's willing is fine. Well, that really actually works well with it. Maybe we pull out the angelic gifts. I mean, they do give us a draw card option and give us flying, but we've got some control cards in here. We've got some mana works in here. All right, so we got to cut 2 more cards. Sleep paralysis is really good. We definitely took this the first pack, so we're definitely not going to cut that because I just think that's what a lot of our stuff's. We've got a lot of things going on here. I'll tell you that. God's willing is good to save something if we need to with the scry. Man, we have to cut 2 more. Maybe we cut 1 master splicer. And we cut 1 octo prophet. How's that look? I mean, we've got a nice high curve here. We've got a lot of enchants to buff these little guys. And we've got some closing power here with some control elements. So, honestly, I don't think this is too bad. We've got a decent sideboard that we can kind of mix some stuff in. We've got a lot of tools. This draft, in my opinion, wasn't too bad for me. We were able to stick to our colors pretty consistently. So yeah, I think this might turn out to be okay if I can play well. All right, guys, let's do game number 1. Let's find our opponent and let's see how well we did. Like I said, I feel pretty good about our deck in general. Again, I'm not a strong limited player by any means. I'm utilizing this YouTube series in order to better myself as a limited player with the help of you guys in the comments. So we'll see where we go. We want to be on the play first. Let's see what we get. This I don't like. We're overloaded on lands. We don't have any threats. So let's go ahead and ship this back. This is a little bit better. We've got the ability to play Octo Prophet. We've got turn 1, turn 2. I think we're going to keep this. And I think we pitch a Plains because we don't need that. This gives us 3. We should be able to draw a land before we get to Octo Prophet, so I think this is fine. So let's go Plains, Ox, and pass. Hopefully we can get one of our buffs for the Ox. And yeah, that would be really nice. And there's our 4th land. So that's good. So let's go Plains. And then Daybreak Chaplain, and go ahead and do no attacks because the Ox can't. Well, he can, but useless. All right, so as long as it's your turn, he has lifelink. Okay, so we got another Ox. I'm going to keep playing Plains out, and the reason I'm going to keep playing Plains out is just because I don't want him to really know that I'm a dual colored deck yet. So yeah, I don't really want him to know that I have 2 colors yet until next turn. Yeah, and just kind of a little, I won't say mind games, but mind games. If you can do mind games over this game. He does have a lot of stuff open. I think we're cool with losing an Ox if we do. He's obviously going to take that, but we can save ourselves the pain there. Okay, so now we can reveal that we are actually a multicolored deck here. Drop the Octo Prophet and set up our next couple turns here. Okay, we definitely want this. We definitely, do we have 5 mana? We don't have 5 mana yet, but I don't really want to ship that to the bottom. And we've got some targets to bring out a Golem, so I think we're just going to go ahead and keep that on top just like that. That will give us the ability to buff an Ox and make it a nice little 6/6 and have the ability to untap. We'll have the Cavalier to set up to kill an Ox and make a Golem. So I think that's a really good setup there. So we're not going to attack anything. We've got defense to take out his dude, so I think this will be fine. Oh, he's got Risen Reef. Okay. So I'm not quite sure what his deck is trying to do. He's obviously 3 colors, which in my opinion kind of hurts, but that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and buff one of our Oxes with this, which basically makes him a 6/6. He does have something here, but I'm going to send in the Ox and the Octo Prophet here and see if we can't kill one of his dudes, 2 of his dudes, and get in there for a nice amount. We also now have the ability, once the next turn comes around, and we get our Cavalier out, we will have the ability to untap this Ox each and every turn so we can swing. Basically, we'll give him Vigilance, so that's really going to be nice. All right, so he's got some more elementals, so he can trigger the Risen Reef. We have the Anticipate, but Anticipate is not going to... Well, it probably will come into play next turn here. He does have... What does he have untapped? He does have black, so he could do a little goofy thing here and kill some dudes. I'm going to go ahead and block here and here to prevent the damage to myself. I don't know if he's got any tricks up his sleeve. We'll see here. I'm hoping the Ox survives just for the sheer fact of killing it. All right, he's going to probably tap down that. Now, with that being said, we can untap this creature to get around this, which we probably will do here, so we can swing in. So we're going to go ahead and untap him, which gives him the ability now to attack. We still need another land for this, and our Anticipate we can use later. It's a 3/3 and a 6/6 swing in at his face. I'm okay with taking some damage because we're right now ahead. So I'm perfectly okay with taking some damage from him and taking the links off the field, which gets rid of an elemental. Although I don't see him going into red for elemental buffing and Chandras. Definitely at this point, I would hope he's not a 5-color deck, or a 4-color deck, but maybe he is. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand. We're definitely getting rid of the Anticipate here to save our Cavalier of Dawn, because of what it can do here with the Ox making a 3/3. I'm just hoping we draw a land here. Come on, deck. Give me a land. I don't care which color. Just give me a land. All right, so he's getting in here for a couple. We are going to block here and here to prevent that damage. He does have some mana, so he can do a little bit of work here if he chooses to, but he doesn't. We're still at 20 here. He's down, or he's got back up to 12 because of the lifelink. I feel like we're in still a pretty good place. He is definitely beating us on land, though. But with 3 colors, he's probably got more land in his deck than we do. We went a little skimpy on the land at 17, which I think is fine with what we're doing since we're only 2 colors. But if we can't draw this land, we might have a problem. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then return a creature card from the graveyard to his hand. Okay, so he gets his creatures back that we've killed. Oh, and he exiled our Cavalier of Dawn, which is unfortunate. It's not what we wanted to see. That's definitely a really good card. Rude. Absolutely rude. This triggers even if it's not tapped down. I think what we're going to do... I think we tap down his lifelinker. That prevents him from doing anything there. He's... you know what? I'm going to send in the Chaplain as well here. We're just going to get in as much damage as we can. He can't lifelink at this point on this turn. He's going to take a... If he attacks with this, he takes the damage. But he does get to draw a card. That hurts with our loss of our Cavalier of Dawn. We set that up actually pretty good. We could have used a land ahead of time, but, you know, that's fine. We're still ahead on life. He is creeping up on board state, but we definitely have some big, beefy dudes here. Wow. He's got double Frostlinks. That's nice. Especially with triggers on the Risen Reef. And the nice part is we do have some answers in our sideboard for this, so it's not too bad. We don't have any tricks, but we can block at least one of the... he's going to take a life from that. We can block 2 of the damage right here. He does get to draw a card and lose a life, but he is kind of getting low here. He's got a lot of power on the field. Ooh, Soulmender is a decent draw here. We can throw a Soulmender out, and we can actually get some options to get that up. Okay, so he's got some defenders. He can kill that guy, so we're not going to attack here. Because we need all the creatures on the battlefield that we can, and hopefully we can draw some of our enchants to buff them up and just kind of get over the top. If he chooses to attack with this, he is going to be losing quite a bit of life each turn. Ooh, another flyer. This is turning into not good for us. But if he chooses to attack with these guys, he is going to be losing life. So we have him pretty low right now. We just have to finish the job. And a pattern matcher. I wonder if he's got multiples of those. He has a lot of creatures. Whew. Pretty much an alpha strike here. My hope is that with these guys attacking, I'm not sure if he's going to pull him back or not, but with these guys attacking, he's going to take the life, he's going to draw the card, he's got the card advantage. My hope is that we can get something and just go over the top and finish and finish it off at some point. So let's block here. Let's block here. 2-2-2-2. We can't block the flyers. We have our Soulmender to tap next turn. Or we'll probably wait till the end of his turn. But he's definitely hitting some damage here, and he's got the life link. My hope is that we can find something just to overpower and just crush in. But we may have to go to game 2. Losing the Cavalier of Dawn was actually huge for us here. That was kind of our big threat. Now he's going to destroy a creature, and destroy one of his creatures. He doesn't have anything of power toughness, which is not good for us. Let's see here. What does he have to block? That blocks, those block. We're in a bad place now. He's really turned the tables with all these creatures that he's dropped. So we're not going to attack. We're going to hold off. Man, losing that Cavalier of Dawn was huge. That was a huge loss to us. I'll pass priority. He's going to attack. Let him resolve that. Resolve that. Okay, so we're passing okay, so now we go to defend. We'll defend here, which is our big land threat. We'll defend here. We'll take out a cat. We'll also block here, and then before damage, we'll sack him so we don't take that damage. So let's go ahead and block. What's that targeting? The thing destroy. Target creature gains death touch. And draw a card. Okay. All right, we're still alive, but barely. He is tapped out. We don't have anything with Terrible, which means he can just block with the Risen Reef, but something with, I don't think we have anything with Lifelink. I think we might be dead here. I don't think there's any tricks that we have that can actually get us out of this, honestly, at this point. But we'll see what our draw is. Man, losing that Cavalier of Dawn really, really, really hurt. I felt like we were in a pretty good spot there. Yeah, that doesn't save us. I don't want to reveal that I have that, so let's go ahead and just concede this and go to sideboarding. So we know he has a lot of elementals. So I think what we need to do is and he's got flying dudes as well. So I think what we need to do is we need to cut our Soulmenders. We'll bring in the Pegasus. Let's see here. What else do we have here that could actually help us? Some of our artifacts wouldn't be too bad. Here. Another Octoprophet wouldn't be too bad. That's a kind of a beefy blocker. He's got a lot of little babies. So that's not too bad. I'm trying to think. Sleep paralysis is actually really good. Do we have any sort of interaction? This actually wouldn't be too bad. Did he have any? We could kill the Risen Reef with this, but it does cost us a lot of mana to do that. We could get our angelic gifts in for a little card advantage. He doesn't have anything that I saw was too big, so I think this comes out. First strike is actually going to be really good so against him. So I think we bring that in. This actually wouldn't be too bad as well. That's not too bad as well. I think those are all fine. We've got some. I mean, this is nice for the card draw, which I think is why I would keep it in. But I could definitely see cutting that for another flying. I think we'll stick with this, and we'll give it game 2 and see what we can do. Losing that Cavalier down, like I've said multiple times, was just painful. Two lands, we can throw down the ferry, we can drop these guys. We've got this. I think we keep this 7. I'm happy with this. And I think we're going to play the Fairy Miscreant on turn 1 in case we draw another one. We have 3. So I think we just drop the Fairy in turn 1 in case we draw another one for that card draw. Again, the Ox is a nice big blocker. So we'll see what we get. Octoprophet's not bad. We just need to get some land. So we can get in there with our Fairy. We definitely have a lot more creatures here. So that feels pretty good. If we can get some more land, we can definitely get these guys going with the first strike, which means we should be able to take out some of his dudes. Because he has a lot of low power dudes, so first strike will do well for us. Especially killing that thing. All right, there's a lone Pegasus, which is another flyer for 2. I think we get in here with the lone Pegasus. Honestly, on this, we keep 1 blue up, which doesn't do much. That way we can start getting several over the top. He does have a couple flyers, but he doesn't have too many flyers, if I remember right. There was quite a few, but it wasn't too horrible. He does have the life linker up, but we're going to be doing 3 damage a turn. All right, so there's 3 mana. I think we're just going to leave it up to Convolute. Since he is strapped with mana here, I think we just leave that up to Convolute, whatever he's going to do here, because we definitely have the damage advantage right now. We'll just whittle you away one at a time. Whittle you away one at a time. I have no problem with that. All right, there's another land. But I think, again, we're going to just leave Convolute up since he is having trouble on with his land right now. I think Convolute is actually really good for us to hold up because he's going to have to tap out at some point. Because right now it looks like all he's doing is struggling with land. He's already discarded Meteor. Well, that doesn't count. That's fine. That's fine. There's another Fairy Miscreant, which is great because we get to draw a card off of this and still leave our mana up for that. Anticipate's really good because if we don't have to Convolute here, we can anticipate at the end of his turn. So I think we go next. Next, we just go ahead and send in our normal attackers here. Because if he starts attacking, he's going to drain life in order to get that card. And we can also obviously Convolute here. So we'll pass. He's going to double attack, which is fine. We'll resolve that. Let him take his damage. We'll pass. We'll block this. All right, let's see if he wants to play anything. Scuttlemutt. We're going to definitely Convolute that because Scuttlemutt gives him mana fixing. All right, and we just drew a negate, which is great. So we have the ability to anticipate and negate. I'm going to hold that up until his turn. Actually, what I think I might do is actually play this and just hold negate up, and that kills one of his dudes. Even though it kills our dude, we can get one of his dudes off the table. And we're going to take the lifelinker off the table if he chooses to block there. So just like last game, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here, but he turned the last game around real quick. But he has been having trouble with his mana, so I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, so he may have some sort of combat trick here. We didn't see any last game, But we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to go ahead and block here and see if he protects his dude. He is going to get the lifelink, but he loses his lifelink for the future, so that's fine. And we still have negate up. It is a non-creature spell, which he had all creatures, but you never know. He might have something that's not a creature that we haven't seen yet. Especially since he saw our deck, we don't know exactly what he boarded in here. Risen Reef is excellent. He does have one black left. I think we're just going to go ahead and resolve that. We'll anticipate at the end of his turn, pending anything that he does here with the Risen Reef and one swamp, which I don't think he's got a whole lot. We'll put a stop on his instep here. Nope. We'll let him go ahead and sacrifice that creature, and we'll go ahead and negate that spell. So he has to pay that, and we don't have to worry about it. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and Octo Profit here, but I think I want to tap the double white to the Octo Profit. Wait, do we have enough? 1, 2, 3. That's only 3. We don't want to do that. I want to leave Anticipate mana up. So yeah, let's just go ahead and throw this down. He gives it first strike if we need to. I did forget he had bone splinters and stuff in there. So, or yeah, bone splinters. I did forget that. So, that negate actually was quite good because it took his one dude off the field. Now, given that one dude does cost him health, which, you know, it puts advantage to us, but it also knocks off his card draw. All right, that's fine. We've got first strike. All right. Yep. He's got his card draw engine on, but it's definitely later in the game than he did last time. Let's go ahead and anticipate at the end of his turn. Let's see here. Put one of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. I think we're going to go ahead and select this one right here. Hopefully this will close out the game pretty heavily for us. Now we can kill everything he has. We'll go ahead and kill that. If he attacks into us, we can kill a lot of his stuff. So, yeah, we can't make this first strike, but this that goes ahead and takes care of it. So that's fine. I wish we had God's willing, but you know we can't have everything. Ooh, hello. That's a big boy. That is a big boy. Land. I want to go ahead and bottom both of those just because you know I need something a little bit more beneficial than that. So I think, excuse me, he has flying death touch. No attacks. He's gonna have to leave this guy back on defense. His deck definitely has the ability to really turn the tides quickly here. He can really spew out a lot of stuff. He was stuck on like no mana for a long time, but we didn't get any of our big threats out or in our enchantments. This guy's a problem. Wow. Okay. This doesn't have trample, right? No trample. We can block with our fairies. What a draw. Let's just go ahead and send the house. That has death touch, right? Yep. That was a nice draw. I would like to get some of my enchantments out here. That would be really nice. He has 2 cards in hand still and all the mana in the world. Cavalier of Dawn would be beautiful here. Yep. Nice. Wish we had the counterspell there. So we don't have another splicer, so I think this guy doesn't have trample, so that's fine. We'll just block there. This is not looking good for the home team. Second game in a row that I felt like I was in a good position, and then all of a sudden he comes crashing down with a ridiculous amount of draw with this Risen Reef and his elementals. Okay, so that again doesn't have trample, so that's fine. We can block here, we can block here, and go ahead and send in the blockers, lose our little fairy, and take 4. What I really need is an enchantment. That's what I really could use. That was not it. I think we're going down. Sure. Is that? Oh, you're. I was gonna say, are you declaring that? I don't think you really need to. All right, so we'll block here, and we'll block here. And we'll take 3 and lose most of our board. Yeah, you can pump him a couple times. Actually, pump him again. Yeah, there you go. Oh, what's our draw? Is it anything good? Nope. Let's see what our scry is. It's not going to be anything that we really care about, right? Angelic Gift, we could have used that earlier. We'll bottom that and concede. Well, again, another game. I felt like we were in the lead. I thought we had some good things going, but that dude spit out some mana quick on the back of Risen Reef. That Risen Reef is just ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. So just such a good card. I mean, get it out and have it, he had a lot of elementals in his hand or in his deck. Probably something that we could have looked at, but the Cavalier was just so good in that pack 1, and we didn't see a Risen Reef, I think, until pack 2. And we saw some elementals, but we went 3 colors or 3. Did we go 3 color? Yeah, we went 3 colors last week. I didn't want to go 3 colors again. 4 mana. Makes him a 4/4. We'll keep the 7 and see where this goes. It's not horrible, but in the same regards, it's not that great either. So let's just go ahead and open with Soulmender. Oh, there we go. Make our kitty green. Leafkin Druid. Do we have another elemental deck? I don't really want to play another elemental deck, if I'm being honest. Elementals are so good. We'll use Soulmender at the end of his turn. What you got? God's willing, not a bad pickup here. I really don't want to use this, though. We've got the ability to make this guy first strike. So if he's probably going to use this for his mana fixing, but if he does choose to utilize this, yeah. Shifting Ceratops. Sure. Great card. Assuming he gives it haste. I don't want to give up that I have God's Willing right now, so I think I'm just going to take the 5 right here. Hopefully we can find something that can pump this guy, and, you know, then we can surprise the God's Willing at some point. Oh, that's not pretty. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to just go ahead and put this on this guy, make him a 4/4, and we're holding up God's Willing to protection from green, and then we can kill him with this. Does this give him, let's see here, trample, haste, reach, trample, haste until end of turn? Okay. So I don't know if he's actually going to attack in with this, but just because of this guy right here. But we'll see. We're definitely not holding up the mana to give him first strike, so he might attack into it. But I doubt it, because the Shifting Ceratops is a really good card, and it's a really high power to lose to a 4/4 with an enchant. All right, he's going in for it. So we're gonna have to go ahead and block. We don't need that. Sure. All right, so that was close to killing it. He did have a combat trick, but I'm glad we blocked there, because I'm guessing that combat trick would have came into play regardless of what we did. So I'm glad that happened. Wow, and unlike the last game, we are just drawing a whole heck of a lot of crap. All the lands in the world, even though we have so many creatures. Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering. The life of Magic the Gathering. This could be a very short video. If we don't find something here. All right, so we can give that guy trample. This can only pump it to a 4. I think we passed. I'm just going to go ahead and block in with our Soul Mender. He's going to give it trample. Yep. So we take 6. Not looking good again for the home team. If this is a land, we're conceding. Oh, and he's got the pup. I love the pup. The pup is so good. Like, had we taken the pups and went with that wolf, we would have had something going. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's what we do next time we see the wolf. Okay, so we can put this on to him, which buffs him, and we can tap down the Ceratops, which I think is good. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put this on him. Got some like weird and like, and we'll tap down this, which it's already tapped, which is fine. but that's fine. And we can give him first strike, and he's a 7/7, so he can kill the Ceratops. But we do die to the Ceratops. But at this point, we need to, kill that Ceratops. He's got 8 damage aside from the Ceratops, though. So if he alpha strikes here, it's gonna be painful, but we might be able to take the Ceratops off the field unless he has another combat trick. But that's the only play we really have. That's the only line we have, and it's not a good line. It's not pretty. Ouch. Everyone drafted elementals, man. Which is great. I mean, this set is made for elementals. Yeah, pull the little puppy back, seriously. One. We're at 1. And we draw a land. All right, so we need to speed up this deck a bit. So Soul Splicer, you're coming out. I'm sorry. We're gonna definitely be bringing in some more quick things that we can. Well, if we have any quick things, this is fine because it's big. Let's bring in. Let's take out the Octo Prophet. Honestly, let's bring in 2 of these to give some flying because he didn't look like he had a lot of flying defense. Splicer actually isn't too bad, but I like this. We still have our counter spells in there, which we could have used last game, for sure. This is definitely good because of that Ceratops. It can't, stop that. Did he have anything that was major that we cared about that we could kill with 2? The wolf, I guess. There were a few things in there. Really, his killer was the Ceratops. That's what we had to handle, and there's nothing that we really have that just easily takes care of the Ceratops. I mean, this does if we destroy it, but I think we just got to go with what we've got, and it's green, blue, or green, red, blue, or black. Not sure. Probably black. We'll be on the play. Frostlinks is fine. We've got some buffs. We've got Anticipate. I really don't like this, though. Let's mulligan to something else. This seems fine. We've got some options for the Ceratops, so let's go ahead and keep this. We're going to pitch the Angelic Gift, since we have a flying dude already. We definitely have some answers for the Ceratops this time, so that feels good. I'm guessing he only has 1. I'm hoping he's not super lucky, or she's super lucky and has more than 1, because that would be super unlucky for us and like super win for them. I need my green kitty. Oh man, allergies are killing me right now. Yep, we'll take 2. Come on, give me some of our stuff. All right, so there's a nice card that we just got. Let's go ahead and Sphinx this to turn off his mana fixing on this dude. I'm not sure if he's got like issues with mana in his hand and took the hand because he could pull out Scuttlemutt, but I'm hoping this maybe slows him down a turn. If we draw a land here, we can Cavalier of Dawn and feel pretty good. Okay, so he potentially just drew a land, maybe? He may have combat tricks. We saw that last time, and I don't have a counter for it. I guess we could block here, but he could also make it a 4/4, which we could do this on. So maybe blocking there was actually a good move, but we'll see what he comes up with. Okay. So we didn't draw our land. Let's see what he does here. So we've got a 4/4 here to block this, unless he has a combat trick to make that a 4/4. It still trades, which is fine. We have sleep paralysis, so we've got some control. We just have to take back this board. Oh, hello, Pilgrim. So it does look like he's been having trouble with land, but he definitely has some awesome cards in his hand to get his land back. It's like the last guy who was able to quickly. This is going to go on the Cavalier of Dawn for sure. I think actually we use sleep paralysis. On this. Now, if he plays Shifting Ceratops, we have the answer to Shifting Ceratops. Now, he's going to have it with haste, but he can't trample through, so we can block with one of our dudes if he drops the Ceratops. We're not going to block with the Miscreant because we have Cavalier of Dawn. So it looks like he probably potentially has some combat tricks. I think we're going to go ahead and block here to take off that mana, unless, again, he probably has a flash combat trick, the +2/+2 enchantment. Just because of the mana he left open. But if he doesn't, I would like to take off the an additional mana off of his board right now. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. Come on, draw a land. We've got our boy in our hand. We need a land. That's not a land. It's not a land card. Game, that's not a land. That's a land. We also have the Ox, but we don't have the buff anymore. So we'll take the land. We'll play the land. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. We take 8. That's going to hurt. But I don't want to give him an elemental. Although it looks like we can. No attacks in turn. This is going to be a very short video, I feel. No blocks. Take 8. Well, we're at 3. Oh, look, he's got the tracker, or the tracker as well. Okay, there's another Fey Miscreant. I think we just go ahead and play this. We're going to die. We submit 0, we've got a blocker, and that's 3. We can block one of those. We only have to take 3, and he's got us on board. So if we kill this, that gives us a 3/3. We'll submit 0. He still has us though. Well, that's Magic the Gathering for you. I feel like, in all honesty, yeah, thank you for my consolation crap prize. I feel honestly that the deck was drafted, in all honesty, decently. Like, I thought we had something going, but maybe I was completely off on that. Like, I felt with the enchantments and the Cavalier and the Splicer, I thought we had something. But like I said, I'm not a great limited player, not at all. Horrible limited player, as you can see. But we definitely got bested by 2 decks that on multiple games I felt like we were in a position. We had a good hand and we were in a position to move, but they definitely had the card draw advantage over us with Risen Reef, That last one, he played some dudes in there that definitely got him some gas to get going. So I don't know. Leave me some comments to say, what exactly went wrong here. I felt like our draft was okay. With the packs that we had, I didn't feel comfortable going with like the traditional elemental go. I thought we had a decent go with the blue white. I'm sure there's a couple picks that I probably made wrong. But let me know in the comment section what some things that you would have done differently. Maybe some things that I'm not looking at in limited that I probably should. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like. Please consider subscribing as well. And we'll see you next time on Friday Night Magic. Oh, we got a pack. Yay, consolation prize. What'd we get? Anything fun? God's willing, unsummon. That would have been nice. What we get here? Dungeon Geist. Yay, consolation prize.